Right, I can just about declare the cowl ready for the next process. The heat shield's been fitted. Obviously, it's still got the plastic tape on it. That'll be peeled off when it's after it's been painted and so on. I've put a stack of fibre washers, a stack of 4 washers under each screw. Once the heat shield's on and the cowl's been painted, the heat shield won't come back off again. Yeah, it'll be on there for keeps. So these washers, I don't care if they stay glued together or not, it really doesn't matter. The screws will hold them in. Now when I go to take the cowl off, obviously, the cowl has to separate here. The heat shield has to separate here along with the cowling. So what it will have, this is probably wrong, but it will have a little perspex strip riveted to the cowl, but in about that position where the screws will pick up on it, so that I'm not trying to do what I'm doing now, where I'm trying to locate it. It will be located with 2 rivets and riveted to the cowl. So it's going to be locked in space. Once the cowls go on, a screw will go in each side, and I've already established that I can access those screws to put them in. So yeah, those will be riveted on later. But yeah, so the next step now is to start or getting ready for the painting process. There's some extra holes here where I riveted things on in advance. They need to be filled. There's a couple more down the sides where I didn't drill the holes perfectly, and they'll have to be filled and redone. But no, the cowl actually fits on and off properly, with all the hoses and wiring and everything else connected to the engine. So, you know, this looks a bit wonky. It actually is that shape because it needs to miss a heat sleeve on the main oil feed line, which actually comes in at an angle, which is why it's on an angle up that direction. But no, I'm very, very happy indeed. This is kind of what the heat shield will look like, nice and shiny like that once the plastic comes off. And this will be fairly brightly coloured behind here. Not all of the cowl, but a fair proportion of the cowl will be painted a fairly bright colour. And this stainless steel will really stand out behind that, in front of that colour, with the bright colour behind it. It's been a bit of a slow week as far as work is concerned on the project. I've completed one side of the elevator, the lower side, the lower fabric, and hopefully by the end of this afternoon I'll have installed the upper fabric as well. But I'm really running out of choices. I'm really going to have to start painting, and that's all there is to it. And the paint shop hasn't moved, everything's sort of stuck in there. Well, everything will have to come out of there except the part that's actually being painted, and that would have been a pretty good job for today as well. I've got the high fill for this. I guess the next stage with this is to clean it, because it's got all sorts of rubbish on it and oil and everything. The engine the only time the engine's been run is in the test stand at the Rotec factory, and bloody thing's still dripping oil. It's a beautiful radial, there's no question about it. It's leaking oil, and that's sort of like a year later I must have bought it. No, it was more than a year ago, I think, that I bought it. I don't know, don't remember now. A fair while back anyway. But anyway, that's where we are. Let's play on and get as far as we can today. Well, here we are on Friday afternoon, ready for our weekly update. As you can see, the engine's out. It's sitting over there attached to the crane. And this is the last time the engine comes out. Next time it goes in will be because the rest of the aeroplane is ready to go, and once it goes in, it'll be in for the last time. So that's a good thing. That's a bit of a milestone. It's sitting over there leaking oil. It's a radial. No two ways about it. Hasn't even. It's been run on the test stand, but that's all, and still leaking. The elevators here, you've seen them sitting around for a couple of weeks, a couple of updates, and I finally hooked in, and this side has had its first shrink. The reinforcing tapes are on, and matter of fact, the rivets are in as well. The tapes have been riveted down on that side. Over here, this still has to be completed. I've still got some gluing to do around the perimeter. Then it'll be shrunk. The reinforcing tapes will be put on and the rivets will be put in. Then the finishing tapes can go on, and then it's ready for its paint job. So that's about it for this week. It's been a slow week, but yeah, that's the total of the work. I was working on the cowl. The stainless steel heat shield has all been fitted. I showed you that earlier in this same video, so that was another advancement this week. Now tomorrow, looking forward, yes, I need to be able to roll the fuselage at least over on its side while I put the fabric on one side, and then roll it back while I put fabric on the other side. I want to make some sort of a device that'll probably pick up on these cowling mounts, one there, one down here, one here, and one up here. So a piece of plywood that goes from about here across to there and down to here, and I can bolt I've got two engine rollover stands. They're currently connected to the wings, and I'll figure out something tomorrow to connect those up, and that'll provide the pivot point to roll it over. I was looking at picking up on the engine mount bolts, but I don't think I need to. I think I can make this work. I can make it work just as well. The back end, I probably won't worry too much about that. I don't think I'll attach something to that. I'll see what happens once I've done the plywood on the front. But anyway, that's where I'm at. Even though I didn't achieve very much for the week, I think it was a pretty good week. What I did achieve is good, so you can't do much better than that. So I had a little fly this morning. Of course, the battery was flat in the camera, so I didn't record it. But there was unusual bit of fog around in the valleys, and it was just really, really nice. 10 minutes after I landed, it came up really windy, and it's been blowing a gale all day long. So sometimes you can just be lucky. But anyway, it's Friday afternoon. Make sure you get out this weekend and get your feet off the ground if you can. Okay, bye now.